Have you ever set your alarm for 5 in the morning with big plans to change your life, only to hit snooze and wake up feeling behind? Here's a question most people never ask. What if your future is decided before the sun rises? Not by luck, not by talent, not by who you know, but by what you do in the quietest hour of the day. Most people think success comes from dramatic breakthroughs, but the truth is, lives change quietly, in small, disciplined decisions no one else sees. And there is a window of time before notifications, before noise, before the world demands anything from you, when your mind is clear, your willpower is strongest, and your direction can be rewritten. Let me tell you about a man who discovered that the sunrise doesn't just bring light, it reveals who you're becoming. His name was Daniel. He was 33 years old, working nights as a security guard in a warehouse on the edge of town. Every evening, he showed up at 8. Every morning, he left at 6:30, exhausted. As he walked home, he passed families eating breakfast, parents dropping their kids at school, professionals stepping into cars with purpose. Their day was beginning. His was ending. And every morning the same thought followed him. Is this all my life will ever be? He wasn't lazy, he worked hard, he showed up consistently. But effort without direction is just survival. One winter morning he got a call. His father had collapsed from stress and exhaustion. Not fatal, but serious. Sitting beside that hospital bed, Daniel looked at his father's worn hands that had worked for decades, yet never escaped struggle. And something shifted inside him. It wasn't fear, it was clarity. If nothing changed, this would be his future too. On the bus back home, he struck up a conversation with an older man reading a book. Calm, focused, intentional. The man mentioned casually that he had been waking up at 4:45 every morning for 25 years. Daniel asked why anyone would do that. The man smiled and said, "Because the morning belongs to those who want more than survival." He explained that from 5 to 7 a.m., he built skills, strengthened his body, and planned his day. 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week, nearly 3 extra months a year of focused growth. Most people sleep through that opportunity. Daniel went home and made a quiet decision. He wouldn't wait for motivation. He would change his schedule. The first week was hard. His body resisted. His mind negotiated. Every excuse sounded reasonable. But at 5 a.m., while the world slept, Daniel began learning accounting online, watching tutorials, taking notes, practicing. From 6 to 6:30, he walked in silence. No phone, just thinking. From 6:30 to 7, he read and planned. It wasn't glamorous, it was quiet. Around week 3, something changed. He started waking up before the alarm, not because it was easy, but because it mattered. He realized something powerful. Discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect in action. Within 3 months, Daniel had earned certifications, but more importantly, he had changed internally. He felt sharper, stronger, more confident. He began improving small systems at work using what he learned. Management noticed. Opportunity didn't arrive magically. It showed up when preparation met visibility. He was offered a daytime accounting position, double the salary. But here's the truth. The promotion wasn't the transformation. The transformation happened at 5 a.m., on mornings no one saw, on days he didn't feel like it, in silence, where he chose growth over comfort. 1 year later, Daniel still wakes up at 5. Not because he has to, because that hour reminds him who he chooses to be. And maybe this isn't really about 5 a.m. Maybe it's about reclaiming one sacred hour of your day. An hour to build instead of consume, to reflect instead of scroll, to grow
instead of drift. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, if I gave myself one focused hour every morning for 90 days, who could I become? If this message spoke to you, press like as a promise to yourself. In the comments, write, "My first hour is for blank." Let's hold each other accountable. And if you want more stories that help you grow intentionally and live mindfully, subscribe to Elevate and Reflect. Remember, success isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. And sometimes it begins before sunrise. Will you be awake?